bake, Andros and she bake. Oh my Andros, she bake, 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 Andros and she bake.
Good morning, Mr. Campbell, and how are you today?
Oh, I'm doing fine, and you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, I see, okay. I'm gonna get there, alright, okay. Boys and girls, I want to also introduce to you the drivers who will be moving you around. My drivers from the Pineville Motel. We have Mr. Baldwin on the cameraman right now. Mr. Baldwin Johnson. Around here. We have here Mr. Walks, driver number 2. Bus driver number 3, Eugene Campbell. Right?
Good morning, everybody. How are you doing?
Thank you.
Y'all sure? Because I mean, we could go back on the boat. No. I need to Harry. Y'all excited to be in Andros?
Yes.
There we go. My name is Miss Bianca. I work for the Bahamas National Trust. This is Miss Shakara over here. And Mr. Tavares in the back there. We all work for the Bahamas National Trust, and we will be your tour guides for today, okay? It's going to be a really fun and exciting day today. Hopefully it doesn't rain.
Okay, and now I'm going to switch it back over. She's going to switch it back over to me. Okay, and also we have Bahamas Fast Ferry here.
Yes.
She will say her name. Christina?
You guys should know my name.
Yes.
Say good morning to me again.
Good morning, Miss Christina, and how are you today?
I am fabulous.
Oh.
Why? Because I help Bahamas Academy here, who is my group. Oh, I love Palmdale too, don't get me wrong. All of my people.
Okay, then we have another lady here.
Good morning, my name is Deborah Penner.
Good morning, Miss Panama.
Good morning, Miss Feminist, and how are you today?
Fine, thank you, and you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, now it's brought me together. Now, ladies and boys and girls, now we have reached that point. I got a letter earlier, email to say that they're gonna take, we have to take you through to the our blue hole, Captain Bill blue hole. That's part of the hole. It gives me, this is a great concern. The blue hole is located in the woods. Now we are to get to this blue hole. We have reason to believe the last beast, this thing called the Chickchani that we are tracking is located, is hanging out in that area. And we will be trying to protect you. Who knows what the Chickchani looks like? And half-bird. This Chickchani is doing a lot of damages and taking your eyes and putting your noses and your mouth where your air and taking your hand and putting your foot in. This Chickchani is moving like lightning through the forest, like snakes through the grass. 5 rules, they will not harm you. So I'm going to tell you the 5 rules. Say rule number 1. The Chickchani said, do not stand up while the bus engine is running. Rule number 2. The Chickchani said, do not put your hand or your head outside the bus window while the bus engine is running. And rule number 3. The Chickchani said, do not talk when the guy on the bus is talking. And rule number 4. The Chickchani said, do not drop even a candy pepper on the floor. And rule number 5, the most important rule. The Chickchani said, do not forget rule number 1, rule number 2. Now, it will be okay. Now I was told that this is the smartest group of all these 2 schools. But I was told that they said on the bus, on the boat coming in, I called the lady, I called her, and I said, who's the smartest? Is the boys smarter than the girls? She said, what What you say? Let me find out again. I'm gonna talk in a different language. You can't understand what I'm saying. You know? Oh, you said the boys are smarter than the girls. I'm gonna talk back with her. Oh, the girls are smarter than the boys. Boys are smarter than girls. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, I need to know for sure who is the smarter. Whether girls smarter than the boys, or boys are smarter than girls. I'm gonna. Boys and girls, what I'm going to do then, you have to prove to me that who's the smarter boy. Yeah? Now, boys, we're going to do it quickly now. Boys, your question, your first question. No, girls, sorry. Girls always first. Girls, your question, are you ready? Yeah. Now, I know you're small, but I want to give you a big thing. I got to give you a big thing. A big thing. I know you're small, but I give you a big thing. Girls, now take your time. If you're not too sure, consult with your component, your mate. Make sure that you spell the right word. Girls, spell this big thing. Hog.
Where?
Girls. H-O-G. Oh, you're smart. Girls. Boys. The girls, just spell that word. Hog. H-O-G. Now, boys, you are man. You are the big. I'm gonna give you 2-ton word.
Chick Johnny.
A 2-ton word. 2-ton animal. 2-ton animal. Over 2-ton. Spell this word. Now take your time now. Take your time. So easy. Spell this word. Cow. You want all smart. Give me some
Pineville Motel. Yes, the Pineville Motel in Nicholstown, North Andros is your spot for the most unique island experience. Whether you decide to go fishing, crabbing, bird and wild boar watching or hunting, take in the forest garden with live entertainment, indoor and outdoor theater, find your way to the Pineville Motel in Nicholstown, North Andros.
One line is the best.
Now, right over there, you got the road, you got some invasive Australian pines, and right there, that first tree there, it's a buttonwood. See, this is a buttonwood here, these are buttonwood here. Let me see if I can get some of the buttons so you can show you guys. Flowers look like Granny's button, but nowadays our grannies are wearing Gucci and Armani, so these are the olden days grannies who used to wear these type of buttons. So take a look at it. Alright. It's not gonna bite, you can hold it.
Hold it and pass it down. That's the buttonwood.
So red, black, white, buttonwood. And once it has 2 bolts on his head. So we call it white, bolt on tight. I want you to look on here, this is a young one, but he has a much more mature one. What happens is that these drop to the ground, and what they would do, they would bob around in the water. They could be in the water up to 6 months. And they would bob around until they find dry land. And what they would do, they would find themselves into the soil and start growing there. So they drop to the ground as live trees rather than seeds. So the red mango is one of the few trees that gives what we call live birth. So you don't have to plant it in the ground and water it. You can see all this rock here, this was water. So the red mango is responsible for the leaves dropping the ground, and that takes a long time. Drop into the ground, turning hard or curing, and then turning into rock or limestone. As we go down further, we're going to get to this creek. We're going to become a juvenile.
See one right down there.
Remember telling me about the algae that grows on the root of the red mango? What happens is that crabs and other snails and stuff they use that they eat for food.
Come back. Chocolate too.
Hey, ladies.
Hi.
Me, what type of shoreline we are on? Look around you. Look at your feet.
Beach.
Sand or sandy shore. Very good. We're on the sandy shore. We're on the sandy shore. Now over right across here, we have a rocky shore. Now on these, every environment has basically different type of plant life, different type of animal life on it. Now if we look on the ground, we're gonna see some shells. I think someone stepped on some shells. There's some shells. Sometimes they use the clam shell. These are one of the clam shells. They use them for bait. But that's another one right there. But not more than bait. The birds would come here, and they would also use them for food. Now, the purpose for this, a lot of Androsians like to use the seaweed for organic, because with the animals that come to shore, they add nutrients to the soil, so they dig a hole in it, and they plant the plant, and then the plants will grow nice and green and beautiful. Choose what type of pine? They're called Australian pine or Australian cedar. Now these are invasive species, and
These are all Australian.
all of these are Australian pines. All of these are invasive species that are not native to the Bahamas. And if you look down the shoreline, you see some of the roots of the trees on the ground, right? Now, let me tell you why they are not good for our sandy shore. The root system of the Australian pine is too large for the sandy shore. So what happens is that when the hurricanes or the high wind comes, they will topple the trees will topple, then the sand and everything will get loose and the beach will erode. So you might say, well, they use a little bit of sand. But if you would take a closer look to the marine biologists, if they would take a look under their microscope, they would see that there are thousands and thousands of marine life that live within these sand. In some of the areas you see little small holes in the sand, which are basically crabs and other animals living on the beaches. If you don't have no crabs, then it means that the birds don't have anything to eat. If the birds don't have anything, then the bird watchers don't have no birds to come and see. So,
welcome to Taste and See. On behalf of management and staff, we hope you eat until you burst. Close your eyes. Go ahead.
Thank you, Lord, for bringing us today safely on the road. And I pray that you bless the food and spirit upon our bodies. And I pray that you bless our health and all people on their families.
Amen.
Thank you for this beautiful day to take us to this wonderful Andros that we will learn and succeed our school times and help us to be safe in unity.
Hey. Come on. Wrong. Boys, you will get 2,000 points along with a camera. If you get it right, I'll give you a camera.
Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family down. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family.
a little loose summer.
Get up everybody and sing. Sing it away. We are family. I got all my sisters.
Clear? Okay. Forget the, don't worry about the tennis ball. Hey. Let's go, King! Let's go, King!
Of course, this is one of the larger blue holes, but there's a blue hole about 1.5 miles straight that way. It's twice the size of this. This could fit in it almost twice. And this here is basically every one of them. Like all blue hole is a large hole, large sinkhole filled with water. And someone said that the Arawaks, they came in, they buried their dead in this blue hole. So there's a lot of unfound artifacts in this blue hole. So for persons that are curious, it's a good career that you could get into as you get older. You could study ancient cultures. We have like 10 to 15 groups per year. I think you guys are the last group for the year. You'll get a special treat. All the teachers and the parents have to jump in the blue hole today.
Oh no! Can we get a souvenir that says swimsuit Andros?
Jogging though, when
What about the instructors?
the instructors,
Yeah, they'll take a win?
they jump level dropped. These blue came here. Some are larger than others, and there's a blue hole in North Andros. The entrance of it is about probably no more than 5 feet in circumference, right? But once you get inside of it, the underside of it is hollow. So I think it's waiting for over time for it to cave in. It caves in and then it opens up wider and wider and wider. And if you look down here, you see like there's a shallow area right at the edge of it. Look at it. The evidence is there. You could look at it for yourself. These blue holes are very interesting. They did a documentary on the blue holes of the Bahamas. I think it's in the later part of last year. And not only they're beautiful, but we have enough lawyers in this country. We can get some more doctors, but let's get some. You have a question? Let's get some biologists. Let's get some, botanists.
Hey, this is GD3 down by the Pineville Motel, man. This is the place to be. Indigenous Bahamian stuff. Come on down. This is the place you like. When you're in North Andros, the Pineville Motel is where it's at. Look at all this natural stuff, man. Bahamian or nothing, boy. Pineville Motel, North Andros. GD3.
Don't touch that.
This is the Caribbean pine tree. Remember me told you that? Now remember me telling you about the bark of the Caribbean pine tree has leaflets like a yellow pages. Here's one layer. Here's another layer.
That's the poison thing.
Another layer. So
Hold right there.
when the fire comes,
The poison tree.
it burns the exterior. Let's pay attention. It burns the exterior or the outside of the tree.
Yeah.
So the fire doesn't affect the interior or the heart of the tree. So like I said, some people don't like people say, oh, like Olin, you don't ask many questions, right?
She was like free.
First, when they left like about 10 to 15 trees per acre for seedling trees, what it means, they left them back to, to drop seeds and so the pine forest could basically recultivate.
Mosaic still.
So this is the size of the trees. This was the trees were this size here when they came and they cut it.
Oh wow. Whoa. Solid.
So
Watch it, baby.
here we up to the bottom like I. This is a nice.
You know why it didn't burn down? Because it's too tall.
No, but the fire to the bottom. If this is the other tree, which I'm going to show you when we get around there. How,
Like these people try to go up and over and my mom didn't trust her.
some of the trees over there. Like, you see that tree over there? Fire came up like almost 10 feet.
Don't touch it.
Lying on the ground.
Hush up.
40 years is a long time, right? Listen to this.
On the ground like that?
Wow. Why you don't hush about my age?
Yeah, man, she's only 6 years old.
Now,
Thank you,
there's a settlement further north,
Right,
Stanley
39.
Creek, and it's on the beach,
Hush up
and it's
my
basically
age.
built out of sand. It's basically a sand settlement. And what the folks did in the early days, I think even in some places like in Ilutu, you go, you see houses built like on stilts, right?
Yeah.
The houses in some of the old houses in Stanley Creek were built on stilts, and the wood they used was this red cedar. And a gentleman told me that the house that he lived in, he took the wood from his grandmother's house.
What?
To build his house.
And that was cedar.
And that was the red cedar.
Oh, yeah, they did it.
Here's the bark in front.
Go, go.
Come
on.
Be careful. Something like ants nest.
When are you free again?
Like it in the houses.
When are you free again?
Very good. At the termite mound.
Yeah. Let's tuck it in. Let's tuck it in.
What do you see? Oh, what else? Spider web. Maybe in a hardwood coppice. And I told you that wildfire is good for the pine forest.
I need the head
It's
with the
not
place
as
in
good
the
for
I wouldn't go there.
Now this is a West Indian mahogany tree. Okay, boys and girls.
That's a hole under there.
This is a West Indian mahogany tree. It's also one of the hardwood trees and also used for carving. Now, this tree came under, unfortunately, the fire passed through here and this tree didn't survive. It wasn't built while it might have a flaky bark, but the bark, as soon as you peel the bark off, it goes directly to the tree. Not like when you, like the pine tree, when you peel it off, it goes to another bark and another bark. When this tree, when you peel this bark off, it goes directly to the tree. So that's why, much as possible, avoid having fire go into the hardwood coppices or the broadleaf coppices. So once fire passed through, I mean not only this, if you look back further, you see the other trees that didn't survive the fire. So fire is a no-no for the coppice area, and it's a go-go or okay for...
That's the poison tree?
Through the forest with heels.
And survive.
And survive.
Put it in your bag, yeah.
If you got kids, taxi high, and woman calling me by, Lord, if my girlfriend leave me high and die. Yeah, you see, y'all know this is Stelito, man. You know, we down in Pineville, down in North Andros. You see crowd breast can up for 211, y'all know we can be there, and I can be kind of bad. I got the automatic shade, you know, got a press button, pull up, just drop off. So for all the girls who be texting, y'all coming down to crowd breast 211. You know, I can be staying all the way in Pineville, because this is where it's at. Y'all know I'm an island boy, and down here, pure island. Ain't nothing better than chilling the way you know you used to live. Come down to Pineville, tell them Stelito! Say so, oh yeah. 211 crowd, just don't miss it. I'm just, come on, what kind of crowd are we talking about?
Machine also on there, and they store all of this area. And we have our pans in the back there, which they go by the cut with different shirt pants and stuff like that. So she will lay out we have a marking paper sheet for all the pants on it, like the shirt, from small to 2X.
Okay, you got a lovely bag, Anna. Good shopping, yeah?
My cousin.
What's your name?
Come on, Moscow.
Hi, my name is Sharita Bacchus, and I'm a parent of two students that attend Palmdale Primary. And today we attended the tour, the Blue Hole in Andros, the wetlands, and our tour guide was Mr. Thompson, and the driver was Mr. Campbell, excuse me. And found it very interesting, a lot of information, and I highly recommend it. And I'll be back.
Well, good afternoon, my name is Degra Penniman, and I am the chaperone for Palmdale Primary School here in Andros. This is my first time chaperoning this group, and I really enjoyed myself. The bus ride was great, the food was great, the tours was great, and I really enjoyed myself. Thank you very much.
My name is Tampa Jackson, and it was a pleasure today to be on this field trip with the Palmdale Primary School. It was very educational and proved to be well knowledgeable.
Bradley, third grade teacher at Palmdale Primary. We had a wonderful time. Our kids learned a lot. Thank you for hosting us. And on behalf of Palmdale Primary, thank you so much.
She make, Andros and oh my Andros. She make, Andros and oh yeah. Central Andros, small old bay, coral reef, all Andros we got they're showing off their print and culture. Mangrove key, hospitality, sweet. When they hear the rhythm, spirits from the broken reefs, join your voices together. Yeah, how they sing. Oh my Andros. She make, Andros and she make. Oh my Andros. She make.